Hi guys, hope you're all okay. Welcome to this new horror update. Even though I did say in my other update that I was cutting down on buying films, but some of this stuff I've got to show. I did actually order a while ago, and I've got a few new things as well, so I thought I'd do this update now just so I can get them all back on the shelves, because I don't know when next update video will come. But anyway, I'll get straight into this. First one I've got is Deadly Blessing. Great film, of course, Wes Craven. This does have a Blu-ray release, of course, but this DVD edition was a lot cheaper, and it is a good release. Very good transfer, good extras. It's good enough for me. Really good film, of course, Deadly Blessing. Another Arrow DVD. This one, not really a horror, of course. It's a kind of Italian crime thriller type thing. Really good film, directed by Massimo Dallamana. I really like this film. Stars Ivan Rassimov and Stephanie Beacham. Really good film, super bitch. Next one I've got is The Burrowers. I've still not seen this one yet, only got it actually recently. Looks pretty good actually, creature feature film. Hoping it'll be pretty decent. The Burrowers. Next one I've got is Undead. A film, I know this film's been out for a long time now. Only finally bought it now, seen it for the first time. The reason why it's taken me ages to watch this film is because I'm not really that into comedy and horrors that much really. But I couldn't resist picking this up at a cheap price. Didn't really expect anything with it. I mean, it was okay. It was better than I thought it would be. That's Undead. Next one I've got is Deep in the Woods. I've still not seen this one. It's a French horror film. I think it's a kind of slasher type film. I don't really know that much about it. I haven't really heard anyone talk about it, so check this one out soon. Deep in the Woods. Next one is People Under the Stairs. Wes Craven, of course. This is a film which I have not seen for so long. You're talking the VHS days, late 90s, I probably last saw this. I remember not really liking it, to be honest, so I saw it going at quite a good price. I thought I'd give it another chance. I actually watched it the other day. I'm not really a fan of this film, to be honest. I think it's probably one of Craven's worst, in my opinion. People Under the Stairs. Next one is House of Voices, French horror film from the director of Martyrs. Really good film actually, enjoyed it. Quite predictable, like a ghost story really. This woman is hired as a cleaner to clean out this sort of abandoned orphanage. Creepy things start to happen. I just love the direction of this film, really atmospheric. Great style to the film, and I was quite curious about it because it had in Catriona MacColl, of course, from the Lucio Fulci classic films, so it's quite interesting to see her in this. Yeah, good film, I liked it. If you like your films with atmosphere, recommend this, House of Voices. Bit predictable towards the end, but it was good. Next one is The Johnsons. Film that I remember hearing about years ago, never actually saw it, finally picked it up now. It was alright, not bad. Quite a weird film really, basically about this sort of young girl. She keeps on having nightmares about these sort of bald, creepy looking guys, you know, sort of stalking her and attacking her and stuff. And then basically those guys actually break out of this kind of insane asylum, go after the girl. Something to do with resurrecting some kind of evil. I mean, it was an alright film. The high points of the film are the various ways in which those bald people get killed. Some pretty good gory deaths in it. It was alright. The Johnsons. Next one is Snuff Killer, also known as Snuff Movie, I think. One of Bruno Mattei's later efforts. So you can pretty much imagine what this is going to be like. I'm actually a fan of Bruno Mattei. I find his films very entertaining. And we all know how he was notorious for taking a lot of scenes out of other films. You know, he stole kind of scenes from Aliens, Cannibal Holocaust, Predator, just to name a few. And in this one, he actually steals scenes from 8mm, the Nicolas Cage film, of course. Obviously very similar storyline to that, and some exact scenes are taken from it. Basically about a woman sort of investigating who was part of this kind of another girl who was in this sort of snuff video. It's sleazy fun, I quite enjoyed it. Not a great film of course, but if you like your Bruno Mattei films you might want to check this out. But a word about this DVD, even though on the back here it says it's English, but it's not. This DVD release is only Italian, no English language, no English dubbed. But to be honest, you don't really need that to understand it. That's Snuff Killer. Next one we've got Red Rings of Fear, late 70s giallo film. Great film, loved it. This was actually known as the final part of the sort of Schoolgirls in Peril giallo trilogy. The first one of which was What Have They Done to Solange? The second one was What Have They Done to Your Daughters? This is the third part, Red Rings of Fear, also known as Trauma and Virgin Terror. The first two were directed by Massimo Dallamani. This one was set to be directed by him, but unfortunately he died. But it's still a really good film, not in the league of those other two, but it's a great film. Basically Fabio Testi is a detective. Basically a young girl is killed at the beginning, he's investigating, kind of leads to a group of these students who are known as the Inseparables. Other killings begin. Really good film, very sleazy, not really gory, but I really liked it. Red Rings of Fear. Next is The Beyond on Blu-ray, Arrow edition. Classic film of course, has been out of print for a while. I managed to win it on eBay, pleased to get it, but I was a bit disappointed that its release is the one in which the pre-credit scene is in black and white instead of sepia. Of course Arrow messed up the original release, so if you've seen this film as many times as I have, you know, you're used to the beginning how it is. Black and white just seems weird, so a little bit annoyed with that. But the transfer itself, really good, a lot better than DVD. And next one, this film I've been after, one of my most sought after Blu-rays ever since I started getting my Blu-rays, and it's Dawn of the Dead, of course. Been out of print, this version now for a while. Really pleased to get it. Paid just under £20 for it, so I don't think I'm going to get a better price than that. Classic film of course. Also picked up Bloodbath or Bay of Blood. With a lot of Arrow releases going out of print, I didn't want to wait too long just in case this went out of print, even though I have this film on DVD. You know, probably another 3 versions of it. But this Blu-ray is the best, definitely an improvement. Great film of course, love it. Child's Play. I wasn't actually planning on buying this Blu-ray to be honest, because the DVD I've got is good enough, but I actually saw it in a charity shop only for £3, so I couldn't really resist not buying it at that price. Blu-ray looks good. Last Exorcism. I heard a lot of people talk about this film. To be honest, I've still not seen it. I'll have to check it out soon. Next is a film I already own. I bought another version of it. It's Next, also better known as The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward. Classic Sergio Martino giallo. I already own the No Shame release of this. I just couldn't resist getting this shameless release. One of my favourite giallo films. Absolutely love it. Has a few different special features on it, so pleased to get that. Another shameless release, The Frightened Woman. Pretty weird film. I hadn't seen it before. Basically about this guy who sort of kidnaps this woman, basically degrades her and humiliates her. That's pretty much the whole film. I liked it. Next one, we have a giallo film, and it's called, you see there, Death Falls Lightly. Yeah, it's a pretty cool film. Basically just about this guy. He comes home one day, discovers his wife has been murdered. Rather than go to the police, he kind of goes to his lawyer friend, because he thinks he might get blamed for the crime because he's a kind of criminal. So this lawyer sort of makes him stay in this sort of hotel until they can get to the bottom of what happened. Strange things start to happen. It's pretty good. Not a top tier giallo, but I liked it. Death Falls Lightly. Next we have Food Art, The Next Generation. Takesha Miike film, so you can't go wrong with that. Really good film, really sort of gory, really weird, great fun, really entertaining. Next one we've got The Brain with Hollow Points. I bought this one for The Brain. It's just an absolutely hilarious creature feature film. So much fun. Next one is Boo. I hadn't actually seen this before until about a week ago. It's like a sort of a ghost story. Kind of starts off like as a sort of slasher film setup, but you know, it's like ghostly goings on. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Really liked a bit of the clown. It was pretty cool. This film's definitely better than what I thought it would be. Next one is Wishcraft. Not bad. Basically this guy, he kind of comes by this sort of talisman, and it kind of gives him these wishes. And basically his first wish is for the sexiest girl in school to fall in love with him. But then strange things start to happen. People start to get killed by someone or something. That's Witchcraft. Next one, The Fear, Halloween Nights. Of course, a sequel to The Fear, a film which I've owned for years and years. This is the sequel, and it's pretty poor, to be honest. Really boring. The first one's watchable, but this one's bad. Next one, Codename Wild Geese. Not a horror, of course, but I thought I'd show this. It's an Antonio Margheriti film. I thought it was pretty good, pretty entertaining. Basically, a kind of group of mercenaries are hired to sort of take out these kind of heroin producing factories in Thailand. They blow them up, but then get stranded behind enemy lines, have to work their way back to safety. Lots of action scenes in it. It was fun, quite enjoyable. Had an alright cast too. You had Klaus Kinski in it, Ernest Borgnine, a couple of others, not bad. Right, and finally I've got some Vipco films, which I've mentioned before I collect. The ones with the original covers. And Cannibal Ferox, the first one. The version I've had, of course, the only one to get, really, that one, uncut. Really bad edition, this. It's totally cut. Transfer's terrible. But I collect these Vipco ones, that's why I've got it. Also, Psychic Killer. It's the one I've had for years and years. Yeah, really good film. I've always loved this film. Very entertaining. So I had to pick up this Vipco one. This one doesn't have the skulls on the front, but it's still definitely a Vipco release, one of the original ones. And last Vipco is Bruno Mattei's Rats, Nights of Terror. This is the one I've had for years and years, the Anchor Bay version. I've never seen it with this cover before, so quite amusing. Of course, the film is just so cheesy, so hilarious. And finally, actually, when I was in that charity shop, I actually picked up a VHS, believe it or not, a film which I own loads of times already, but couldn't resist getting it. The Exorcist, special edition release. Yeah, I thought I'd pick that up, only 50p. So that's that then. So thanks everyone for watching this update. See you guys soon. Take it easy.